Hello, so today me and Otis are going to go and do a lovely little route round Teggs Nose. It's not the normal route that people do, but it's probably my favourite route. You can see it just over there in the distance. So we're going to head up there today, and it's quite a steady, about 2.5–3 mile route. We're going to go up, not quite to the top and not round the main part, because I fancy something a little bit quieter today because I'm not feeling 100%. So we're going to go and cut across the top. I'm going to make a cup of coffee or something at the top, have a bit of a break, and then head back down. But yeah, it's a really nice, really beautiful, slightly alternative route to doing Teggs Nose, so I really recommend it. So here's my van, and all the way down here is free parking. And then we're going to head over here and up to Teggs Nose. So at the top of those steps that we've just come up, it brings you out to this beautiful view bit here. The other main car park you can park is just here, just at this little bit. However, the road is quite uneven on the way up, and even in the van with really good tyres, I'm a bit hesitant to come up. So we're going to go this way, down the farm track and around the bottom of the base of Teggs Nose. Quite a mild day today. It's about 10 degrees. It's cloudy but not raining, a tiny bit of wind, and I've been a little bit under the weather, so I've wrapped up today and I'm wearing this lamb's wool sweater, which is from the Level Collective. I am so toasty. I've got this, a long sleeve t-shirt and a vest top, and yeah, I'm very, very warm. Highly recommend this. So when you come to the river crossing, there is a path up off on the left. You don't want to take that path. You want to continue straight and take the next left path. This one will bring you around the base of Teggs Nose, and we want to go up to the top so we get some views and look out and then come back down. So yeah, not this left path, the next left path. So we've continued up the lane for a little bit, and there's a gate here. Now it's the path on the left hand side of the gate that we want to take. For such a popular route and place, I don't think I've seen anybody take this path before, and I must have done this hundreds of times. I grew up just round the corner from here in the village called Langley, and this was a really, really regular walk for me, especially in COVID. But yeah, I can't recall ever seeing anybody on this path before, and it is really one of those hidden treasures of Teggs Nose. Those who aren't familiar with Mac Forest, Teggs Nose sits like right next to Mac Forest, and it's a really nice whole circle if you want to do it all together. But you can probably just see that little lump just there, and that is Langley. So that is right at the top of Macclesfield Forest. It's an absolutely incredible view out of it, and I did the 88 trig point challenge, and now I've done Langley many times before, but that was my last one when I redid them all together, where I raised some money for East Cheshire Hospice. But yeah, it was a pretty big achievement just at the back end of COVID a couple of years ago, and that's actually where the name Lucy Does Trigs came from, because I set up my account at that point, my Instagram account, to raise money and raise awareness for East Cheshire Hospice and the challenge that I was doing, and it's just kind of taken off, and ever since I've kept it up, and here I am YouTubing. But that was the finish of it over there at the top of Langley. So we're checking of the surrounding areas. This is all Macclesfield Forest, and then right over there is like, that's the Cat and Fiddle, and Buxton's over that way. Then you come along, this is all still Macclesfield Forest, and there's Langley that I was talking about before. This is Trenter Bank Reservoir, and there's a really good pub there called the Leather Smithy. And then this is Bottoms Reservoir, where we started, and you can probably see my van somewhere over there. And then that is Sutton Common, that little tower there. And then over there is Bosley, and over towards Leek. So after that amazing little viewpoint, it does get a little bit steep, but probably for like 100 metres now. So it's just an FYI that there is a tiny little steep patch, but it's not for long at all. Just go steady on it, take your time on it. I'll be gassing in no time. He, however, will not be. So at the top of the uphill section, you know you're at the top when you reach this just behind me, which is Library in the Landscape. So this basically is a little library, and you can come and bring your book and swap it with another one in here, and it's a beautiful little spot because there's a nice little bench there you can have a read with a pretty amazing view. So yeah, this is a Library in the Landscape, and this is kind of at the base of the top of Teggs Nose Country Park, so it's quite easy to find. We're going to go up to the top here anyway, so yeah, but this is a little highlight really of the walk. So this is where Teggs Nose typically gets a little bit busier, because this is the main country park at the top, which is really accessible for anybody who's coming with the dogs. It's about a mile round loop, pretty cheap to pay for parking, and there's a little cafe there as well, and toilets, so a lot of people come here, but it's quite busy, so I'm not going to stay at the top of the country park for that long, because I've had a really nice little walk with not seeing many people, to be honest. So we've just dropped down now off the top, and this is my favourite little bench of the whole of Teggs Nose. I think it's such a nice little spot to come and have a cup of tea, or just even stop for 5 minutes and take it all in. So yeah, it's a little bench literally in some rock, and it's got the most amazing views out of all of Macclesfield, and then Langley's just down there, which is where we started the walk from, next to Bottoms Reservoir. So I'm just going to have 5 minutes to take it all in. So one thing I haven't mentioned yet is I was super lucky to basically grow up around this country park. My dad was the ranger here for about 30 35 years maybe. So every school holiday, every weekend, I was always up here walking around. We were basically let to roam, and it's one of the reasons that I'm so outdoorsy now, I think, because my dad was a countryside ranger and he had such a good approach with us being outdoors. It was always my favourite thing to do, to come rock climbing up here or just walk the dog around the country park. There is a rock climbing wall at the top as well, which you can use. I think you'll just have to run it by the rangers here. They hold loads of activities and stuff here as well for like kids in school holidays. There's orienteering, but it is really one of the reasons that I am so outdoorsy and just love being outside so much. That and the Scouting Association as well. We went to Scouts in our village of Sutton, well, the next village along of Sutton, and it was absolutely amazing. I was in it from being a rainbow right through to I was 18 as an explorer, and we just learned so much about the outdoors, about countryside, about outdoor sports, and yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, the Scouting Association is honestly absolutely amazing. We used to go away on camps and everything with them, and it is why I know so much about the outdoors. I think at the age of 13 we were left to go and do these things called Cheshire hikes, where you basically did a through hike for a couple of days. You had to carry all your own kit, your food, your water, absolutely everything, and you walked about, I don't know, 40 miles across Cheshire, and it was essentially a race to see who could get there first, and I remember winning it a couple of times, and it was just brilliant. But it is one of the things I loved so much about Scouts, is that at such a young age I had such a good knowledge of the outdoors. I knew what to do. I was doing through hikes. I did my first camp in the snow at about age 14, and yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. So I would highly recommend, if you've got kids or thinking about putting kids into Scouts, just to do it. If they don't like it, they can always leave, can't they? But oh god, it was so good, and it really shaped my life and what my life is now, and 100% my knowledge of the outdoors. So coming back down off those steps has brought us to where we started from, and this is the main car park that I was talking about earlier. So that is the end of this video, but I really hope you enjoyed this hike with me. It's a super easy, super beautiful hike. It's about 2.5–3 miles with less than 1,000 foot of ascent. Really accessible, really good for little legs, really good for families, and really good for just a solo hike or wanting to get out and about on your own, or just a dog walk. It's a really, really nice part of the Peak District. It is right on the edge of the Peak District next to Macclesfield, but I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're going to come on another hike with me soon. If you can, like and subscribe, comment and share, I would be super grateful. So thank you very much. See you soon.